Well, I'm here with Mike, the head groundskeeper for the Phillies, and Mike, this has to be one of the coolest, if not the coolest jobs in baseball. Talk to me a little bit about your daily procedures as head groundskeeper.
Well, you know, when the team's in town, we roll in here usually for a 7 o'clock game like we have tonight. We'll get in here around 10 in the morning as long as we don't have any rain, and get everything mowed, start working on the dirt on the infield, get it watered down. We'll go through our normal routine of prepping that, get everything ready to go. So by around noon, we've got most of the big work out of the way, all the mowing, our morning prep work on the clay. We'll go ahead and take a quick lunch break and get back here, and then we'll kind of start fine-tuning everything, getting ready to get ready for our early work in the afternoon for maybe the visiting team. Like today, the Royals, they were out here at about 2:15 until 3 o'clock. Then we had a little bit of a break. Now we got our guys getting ready to do some pitchers fielding practice and then go into our normal batting practice schedule. So that's not too atypical of what goes on around here for a normal game.
Right. So talk about the journey that you had to get to be the head groundskeeper. How many other jobs have you had before you got to the top?
I started out in the minors in Washington State. Was a head groundskeeper there for 3 years at a short season A team. Went from there to North Carolina, worked for the Durham Bulls for 2 years, and went from there to Indianapolis and was the head guy there at the AAA team for almost 5 seasons before I came here in '03 and have been here since they started building the ballpark.
Okay, yeah, I'm from the South Side Indy, so I've been to a lot of Indians games in the days. So working in Philadelphia, you get at the beginning of the year you might have snow. Late in the summer it might be 90s and sunnies, rain all the time. What's the hardest temperature to get the field ready? What's the hardest element to get the field ready?
I mean, this spring's been kind of challenging for us because it's never really warmed up much. So we're trying to get everything greened up. You know, everybody expects to roll in here on opening day and see a nice green field, so you can't let people down. You got to do whatever you got to do to get it to that point. So this year's been exceptionally difficult for us because it's just never gotten warm enough to really get anything growing. So you do what you can. You know, we throw our growth blankets on for a while. We put a little extra fertilizer out there and pull out every trick we can think of. But springs are usually the most challenging time for us because of the weather. Once you get past that initial cold snap here in the spring, things start moving up. The ground temperatures start coming up. Everything kind of takes care of itself after that point in terms of growth. So it may slow down for a day or two, but it's certainly not going to hurt you too bad.
Right. You sound like you've been in the business for a while. I'm sure you've worked through a lot of rain delays and everything. You have any rain delay stories or any nightmares or horror stories, like bad things that happened to you and stuff on the job?
Our most memorable is probably always going to be Game 5 of the '08 series. I mean, it was just something else.
Right.
You're on worldwide television, you're trying to do your thing, and it just keeps coming at you, and it was relentless, and moved in here earlier than we thought it was going to, or that we hoped it was going to, and picked up a lot faster than we thought it was going to, and we ended up getting the first suspended game in Major League Baseball World Series history. So go figure. I mean, it's something you're probably not going to forget anytime soon.
Right. So going to field maintenance, and especially in the infield, is there anything that you guys try to do for whoever's pitching the game? So do you ever cut the grass higher for ground ball pitchers, or maybe a little bit lower so it's a little bit faster? Do you ever do anything like that?
Once we kind of settle on a cut and height for the year, we'll stick with that. Our biggest thing around here is consistency. We want to provide a consistent surface for our guys, our infielders, our outfielders. We want those guys to know exactly what that ball's going to do speed-wise every time they're out there. So we try to keep everything the same throughout the year as best we can. Things obviously change a little bit as it warms up. Grass gets a little thicker, we're tweaking things, but we try to keep the speed the same as best we can. For our pitching staff, some of our guys, if they're more of a power pitcher, they might prefer a little harder or firmer mound. We'll go ahead and set it up that way for them on the nights we know they're throwing. On nights we know we have more of a finesse kind of guy going on the mound, they might prefer a mound that's a little bit softer feel to it. So we'll go ahead and soften it up for them during the day so that when they get ready to go, it feels exactly the way they want it to.
Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate the time. Thanks for answering my questions.
No problem.
Nice
Thanks
meeting
for
you.
coming.